Hi everyone, this is Ella from Ella's Ancient Ways Tarot. I apologize, I'm always adjusting myself to be more comfortable, and as usual, you guys get me after work, so it is what it is. I'm not here to attract a love, I'm here to spread a message, and I'm starting with this beautiful Shiva Tanva Sutra. When I felt overwhelmed, when I felt like I really needed that extra energy, especially in the job I had before for the last 2 years, every morning, as soon as I walked in, I played this. I played this with my ears, you know, I call them my bunny ears. They were on. And this gave me power and energy to get through the day. It's not only beautiful, it's powerful. And it just made me feel like I could get through anything. Like I said, I really wish you guys could look at what I'm looking at while I'm playing it. I will start the reading in a minute. There's always a point to the music or the chant that I play. Take it in. Om Namah Shivaya. Sadashivam bhajamyaham, Sadashivam bhajamyaham. Om Namah Shivaya. Feel that cone of energy in your third eye. Open it. Release. Let that energy vibrate. Let that energy build. It's the most beautiful sound I've ever heard. All the music that I've ever heard. I know somebody would beg to differ, and that's okay. The point is for you to get energy out of it. You don't even have to understand. It's about strength, it's about energy, it's about passion. Having passion, but having quietude and centeredness as well. And a lot of things are coming. All the things that we've been through so far, they've been child's play. I'm very proud of everybody. Every single sign, I'm proud of you. As a light worker, as an indigo, I'm proud of you that you made it through this far. Because it's been a last 7 months of hell. But it's not going to get any easier. It's not going to get any easier. So I'm here to deliver a message. And I'm going to try to do as many as I can today, so I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. The collective have a message for you for each and every sign, so I'm going to try to keep it very, very brief. But in that instance as well, I'm going to open the top deck because I feel like it's time. This is the deck that I'm going to be opening today, and I feel that very passionately they have a lot of things to tell us, and the collective have given me dates and times of situations that are to come that we really need to look out for in general. So through every single reading that I do today, I'm going to pass it on. And I'm praying my cats are not going to knock down the brand new light that I have on, and that's why you can see me so much better than you've seen me before. Try to open this thing here. Ouch. I'm having to get up, but I don't think that's going to happen, so hold on real quick. It's just so beautiful. Anything that's to Shiva, Ganesha, to Parvati, to any of the gods and goddesses of any religion. This just happens to be Hindu. As you see, I'm opening them up, but I'm not going to use them right this minute. We have other things to discuss before I start with that. And I'm sorry I got emotional, but the truth is it's been very, very hard. It's been very, very, very hard. Very, 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 very hard to deal with these last months. But you know what? I know that you guys can do it. I have faith in you. Like I said when I started this channel, I'm trying to get to 1,000. Not because of vanity, but because it's just a number that Goddess, the universe has given me. And I'm trying my best to do everything that they want me to do. Anything and everything that they ask of me, I try my best to be a compliant foot soldier, to be a compliant light worker. I came here to do a job. I wish I would have come here for something else, but I didn't. This time around, I'm here to work both on the material, physical, and on the spiritual. Why? Because I'm not the kind of person that just keeps asking for money, like, help me to win the lotto, help me to win the lotto, help me. Other people have asked me, well, you know how to do all of these things. Why don't you take advantage and tell them to let you win the lotto? It's not what we came here for. It's not what we came here for. So I mixed these up, okay? Because they're fresh out of the deck. This is just so beautiful. It's almost done. But I just wanted you guys to hear this because it's very passionate. And we need that energy right now. More than ever, we're going to need this energy. So, okay guys. Keeping it real, as they say nowadays. This is not only for my Libra, this message is going to be for every single sign that I read for today. Forced to rebirth, 5 months. 6 months tops, but 5 months definitely. That's how long it's going to take. And it is a lot better than 9, they're telling us, so relax. Hopefully I get this right because I didn't number the pages this time. We're just about there. Today's the 4th, and so the full moon in Aquarius starts today. However, it's also Uranus is also combined in all of this. So today would have been a good day, and it's still a good day in America. In the Americas, it's still a good day if you're in the Western world, because it's still time for nighttime, right? To relax and to date. Actually, they're literally telling us to date. They're telling us to network with others and to take a look at how we interact with others, how we work with others. On the 3rd, Uranus was twined with Taurus. I guess that's the proper word. I hope I'm using the proper terminology. I'm not an astrologer. Taurus doesn't like to change. Uranus is here to force the change on us, along with Saturn. But Taurus doesn't like the change. Taurus and other signs that are fixed signs don't like change. So it's hard for them. This is a Libra reading, but this is a message for every reading before I start the actual reading, okay? On the 4th, also, we have Jupiter, we have Mars, and we have Pluto all together, all those different planets. And we have Jupiter first, and then we have Saturn on the 24th of August coming in conjunction. But backing up a little bit, we have Pluto on the 13th. So all these signs are going to be all together during the month of August. So expect this month to go at lightning speed. If you feel like you're on speed, if you feel like you're on some kind of drug, if you feel like you're on some kind of amphetamine or something, you probably are as far as the planets are concerned, because you're going to go very fast. If you hear noise in the background, if you hear me have to stop, it's because my cats have learned to come downstairs. I love them. I don't want to constrict them to any part of the house because they're workers. They need to work with me. But at the same time, they are a little bit of a nuisance, like with the wires they're playing with right now, because they're kittens. They're only 3 months old. So please forgive the background noise. What does it mean that all these planets are coming together? Well, in August, there's going to be what is called a square, and a square, meaning that Jupiter is going to square Saturn, Saturn is going to square Pluto, etc., etc., etc. And then we have Mars in Aries. So Mars is a war planet. We already know that. We've been saying that for the last 6 months since I've had this channel. I've been telling you guys, the God of War is upon us. So we need to look out for tempers. We need to look out for having arguments, picking our battles, not letting people push us or force us into arguments, or maybe tripping our tongues, you know, to where we say things that people maybe misconstrue things. If you overhear half of a conversation, please don't assume, because you know what that saying goes, you know, that it makes an ass out of you and me. I don't mean to curse, but it's the truth. If we only hear half of a message or half of a conversation, make sure you're hearing what you're actually hearing, and don't assume, because it could start an argument between people for nothing. Why do I say this? Because the next thing they're telling me is that not only is Mars going to be very hot and heavy in August, but also Aries. And Aries tends to have, as it is on its own, tends to have this attitude of, I'm going to say what I want, and I'm going to say it how I feel, and I don't care how it comes out. I love my Arians. My eldest son is an Aries. I love them to pieces, but they tend to speak their mind and don't really try very hard to watch the way they say it. They don't have a filter at times. They are very straightforward people. So that means every one of us on the planet is going to feel that way about ourselves. We're going to be speaking our mind, and we're going to be saying things that maybe can come across in a certain way, or can push buttons, etc. I'm seeing the light on my glasses, so I was trying to move it. So just be careful that whatever you say, it doesn't matter whether you're a boss or you're an employee. It doesn't matter. Be careful what you say, because it can be misconstrued. So just be very careful with the way that you speak to people. Mars is very angry, so red hot planet is going to give even more anger. It's going to bring about a lot of coldness, a lot of conflict. And this is going to last for a whole month. We just started August, okay? So the other thing is that since Saturn is in here in the mix, it's telling us to say, yes, I can, yes, I am, yes, I will, yes, I can do it. So we're having to fight against the Mars aspect, but Saturn will give us the ability and the strength to do so. So that's a good part about Mars, and Saturn being, opposing each other, because even though they're squaring Pluto on the 13th, you can either choose to take things and they can hurt you, and you can hold grudges and you can hold resentments on the 13th of August, or you can say, yes, I can, yes, I will, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to surpass this, okay? Proceeding with caution is what they're saying to do. This is the collective telling you, not me. Due to restrictive patterns, Mars wants war. Do not give in to it. Mars and Leo will be more vocal. So here we go. Mars, Leo, and we have Aries. That's a lot of talk. That's a lot of analyzing. That's a lot of people speaking their minds, that's a lot of giving voice to whatever it is that they feel they need to be heard. So again, trying to be conservative with your conversations and issues. Yes, lend a voice, but nobody says that we have to argue about everything. Picking your battles is extremely important in August, okay? Pardon me. Oh, Diva, this is for you. So, on the 7th of August and on the 8th, Venus is going into Cancer. What we can expect is, what is it that I value? What is it that I need? Yeah, it sounds selfish, right? But that's because they've taught us that from way back when. I mean, before even I came on, before I materialized onto this earth, the thought of the self was always thought of as very selfish. And it was all about service. And yes, we value service. And most definitely, it's not saying not to give. That's not what this is meaning. It's asking, what do you value? Do you value money? Do you value yourself? Do you value your body? Do you value your temple? When it comes to just having sex with anybody and everybody that offers? Do you value vanity? Do you value money? Or do you value education? Do you value your intelligence? Do you value your humanity? Do you value your strength? Do you value your ability to be emotional intelligence as opposed to book smart intelligence? Because there's different types of intelligence. It's not just one kind. Some people can be book smart. That means that they can ace any exam. All they have to do is read it and they can do it. But then when it comes to emotionality, they have none. They're cold. And these planets are going to kind of push that onto people, the coldness. So we have to be careful. Even as Libras, we have to be careful. So Venus is forcing us to look at what we want and what we value and what we need. So do we need a fur coat, or do we need a house? Do we need a house, or do we need an apartment? Do we need furniture, or do we need Gucci handbags? You have to really stop, look at what you value. And are your values something you need to change, or are they something that's leading you in the right path? Some of us have already made changes, so I'm not talking to those that haven't made changes. If you've already made changes, congratulations, you're one up, and you don't have to take this part of the reading into consideration. On the 8th and the 9th, Leo and Chiron, the planet Chiron, the healing planet, but also the wounded healer, is asking, what can we share and help others through our own experiences that we've been through? And that's going all the way between the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. So If you've gone through something that somebody else is going through, you can lead them maybe through conversation. Hey, buddy. Hey, sister. Hey, friend. I've been through this, and this is where you get through this. Or this was my experience, and this is how I got through this. And you don't have to do it my way, but just kind of want to let you know this is what helped me. What helped me, like, for example, just throwing it out there. I used to have problems with, I could not balance a checkbook to save my life. So plastic is actually my friend. And so I learned that. I learned that about myself, that I wasn't a good budgeter that way because I couldn't see. I thought that I had money in the bank, and I did not. The checks were not going in and not, you know, canceling out fast enough. So I never was in check. I never was in balance. But when I started using plastic, my debit card would always keep me in check because it sends everything I spend, every time I make a purchase, it takes from the balance and it gives me my new balance. So those are my weaknesses. So weaknesses, if you already know that you have a weakness somewhere along the line, that you need to change, whether it's spending habits, whether it's boyfriends, too many lovers, too many girlfriends, too much eating out, too much buying clothes, too much jewelry that you don't need. Like I said, this is for protection. It's not for luxury. You know, too much I need to go get my hair cut every 2 weeks. I need to buy brand new makeup every week. I need to have a new outfit to wear every week, or gazillion shoes every week because I just need to look that great, or I need to have the most brand new car there is, most expensive. I have to buy the biggest house on the block. You have to figure out, because these next 5 months are testing you, and you better figure out what it is that you really need as opposed to what you want. And what you want should be something that's long-term, something that's a goal, something that's going to get you somewhere, like a career, or like a conservative car that you can pay off quickly and not have a car loan. Things like that. Not, I want to this, because I want to be a power couple, or I want to be known as a mega this or that. It's not time for that right now. Things are not stable right now. Not only because of COVID, but other things that I'll be sharing throughout the next 5 months. But the next 5 months are going to be pretty gruesome. We're not out of the clear. We are not out of the clear. So y'all need to know that. I'm not hiding anything. I do my homework, and you watching these videos and having the patience to listen all the way through and not just fast forward is going to help you a lot. This is a saying from Sadhguru. He states that if you are all by yourself and you are still miserable, I love this. Is it you? Since nobody's there, just you. Or is it the person that you were trying to get rid of? Is it the person that you're trying to walk away from? Is it the person that you're blaming? You're not with them anymore. If you're still miserable, you've got to think about that. Okay? Because if you're miserable all by yourself, then he says it's a you thing and not a them thing. That's his saying, not mine. You can look it up on the web. But I just thought I'd throw that in for good measure, because I know a lot of couples have broken up. And whether it's the Libra side or it's another sign side, we all have to look to see where it is we went wrong or what we did wrong, and see if we can rectify that. It's part of the process. And as a matter of fact, it's a good time to bring this up. This is something I've had in my possession for at least 10 years. And I got this because it spoke to me like a ton of bricks. It was like, this is so me. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. And a good friend of mine, who's like a sister to me, she mentioned this in one of her posts because she's a realtor. And the truth is, this has been my motto. It's been my motto that I've been living for the last 10 years because I kept telling myself, I need to get ahead in life. I need to catch up. I feel like I'm dumb. I feel like there's something I need to do. So I've been working on myself for the last 10 years, but then I let people come into my life and stop my growth, and then I help them, and then I stopped myself. So again, what do you want? What do you value? What is important for you? Other people have dreams and they pull you into their dreams. Are those really your dreams? Or are you going along because you want to belong, because you want them to look at you in a different way? Do not allow Pluto, it's saying, to win the war. Choose your battles. Choose your battles. This August especially, but for the next 5 months in general. So we're going to have Leo, when Leo really takes over, which is next week, we're also going to have, by the end of Leo, Virgo takes over towards the end of the month, and we're going to have Virgo Mercury feeling. So we're going to be feeling a lot of emotion. Some of it's going to be good. Some of it's going to solidify relationships again. I have a bump here. It's crazy. And some of it is just going to make us feel overly emotional, period. So be careful with that. Make sure it's not you. Or make sure it is you, I should say, that's actually feeling those. Pardon me. It's the wine. Sorry. I haven't eaten supper. Make sure that it is you that's feeling the emotion, that it's coming from you, in other words, and that it's not coming just due to the planets and their alignments. Back to the 7th and the 8th of August, Venus moves in to Cancer. And Cancer can be crabby, but it can also be emotional as well. So again, a warning not to be overly emotional, to watch your emotions, to try to remain stable and steady, okay? Capricorn moon. That was August the 1st. Capricorn, we've already talked about Mars and Capricorn. Thankfully, that already happened, the butting of the heads in that aspect. But that was a moon in Capricorn on the 1st. And then we have Mercury and Venus as a plus, and then Mars, which is very intense energy, and it will intensify chronic conditions. So if you're sick from your back, if you have back conditions, if you have bad knees, if you have diabetes, if you have heart condition, or you have lung conditions, or anything in general, hypertension, at this time of August, you may feel a little sickly. You may feel like your symptoms are being exacerbated, by it. And so if you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. If you need help, get help. Why do I say this? Because you might feel the pain more intensely. You might feel the injury more intensely that you had prior. So be careful with that. Even if it's mental health wise, it's okay to ask for help, to reach out. Your perspective. Gain perspective and slow down inside your mind. Slow it down. Why am I saying that? Because you could fly off the handle. Like I said, watching what you really hear people say. If you're hearing one-sided conversations, if you can, like, let's say if somebody's on the phone, or you're coming into a room, or if you walked out of a room and you just heard half of the conversation, things can be misconstrued. Do not misconstrue. Make sure that what you heard was correct. And if you don't know, then ask the person, did you say XYZ, or did you mean to say XYZ, or did you actually, did I hear correctly? Is this what you said? Because if not, what's going to occur is arguments, disagreements, discord. Mars is ready for battle, honey. And it cares not who, where, or when. It just wants to battle. So August is not a good time to see quién puede más, quién es más macho. Let's see who can, who wears the bigger pants here, or who is the stronger of the bunch. This is not a good time to be asserting yourself as I'm the king of the jungle or I'm the queen of Sheba. Not a good time. Not a good time, because it's going to create a lot of issues. This is so funny. I'm mentioning Rick Levine again because he just made a video for August, and I made mine on the 31st of July. He made his on the 1st of August, saying exactly the same thing what I had said on mine for the end of July, which is that August is very heavy feeling, very heavy energy. It feels like a slowing down. It feels like you're wading through sand or water. Gain your bearings the best that you can. Gain your bearings. Make sure that you continue forward and that you don't allow yourself to be slowed down or to be hampered by this energy, because this energy is not here to help you as far as I'm your friend and I'm going to push you forward. It's going to push you forward if you're ready. But it's going to push you forward in such a way that you're going to feel like, oh my God, this is going too fast. I need to slow down. I need to slow down. This is going too fast. It's like being, it's like being on a roller coaster. And I'll get to that in a minute. So Capricorn moon brought in a lot of heaviness, but it brought along with it Chiron, the planet of healing, but it's also the wounded healer. So it's like, teachers can also be healed. So like people like myself, people higher than me on, light worker chain, we can all heal ourselves. We can all ask God, Goddess, our ascended masters for healing, because we all need it. So please ask your God, your goddess that you believe in. Please ask your archangels, your angels that you work with, your guides, your spirit guides, etc., to help heal you. And in other words, even if you are a light worker, you too can open your eyes and open yourself up and see that we all need healing. Open up the unconscious mind. That's what Pluto and Uranus is coming to show us, okay? It's telling us that on the 2nd as well, which was Sunday, Mercury and Venus, unexpected, exciting feelings, a feeling of burst of energy. So if in the beginning of August you feel a burst of energy, like you feel like you're going 100 miles an hour, it's because of the connection. It's because of the actual alignments of the planets, okay? It's not because somebody's on drugs, okay? They may act like they're on drugs, but they're not. It's also telling us that Pluto is also bringing to our attention our hidden enemies. Our hidden enemies. Who are your enemies? Who are your real friends? Gotta think about that. Go through it or go backwards. So, what does that mean? What that means is you have two options, and two options alone. You're either going to go through this time in the next 5 months, 6 months tops, and you're going to graduate all the way, not just go halfway. You're going to graduate and you're going to change and level up. You're going to go to another dimension. If you're in the 3rd dimension still, well, I don't know what to tell you. You need to find somebody like myself, work with one-on-one to help you. If you're in the 4th dimension, great. You'll be going to the 5th dimension. Congratulations if you do the work. If you've already done the work and you're headed that way, then you're about to graduate. But there's 5 to 6 months, 5 months exactly that you cannot go around. You cannot go under. You cannot go over. You gotta go through. You're not ready to do that, then I feel bad, because I've been talking to you guys. You can check this on YouTube with all the astrologers. Don't ever just listen to me. Do your homework, just like I do. It's gonna be pretty bad and intense. Things are just gonna get worse before they get better. But if you can make it At least till December, you are home free. The worst part already happened, which was all the breakups and all the people wanting to go away and not knowing whether they belong with you and not wanting to maybe, you know, continue to be your partner or love interest or friend. You've already been through all of that. What I can recommend for you is, like I tell people, divorce and separation is like someone passing away. So this book has helped me in the past when I had really bad breakups. It's called Widow. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's the way I'm feeling right now. Because you don't get married to get divorced, right? So whatever you can do, whether it's one person that's very close to me suggested counseling. And I think that for those that don't have a lot of medical background or psychological background, if that's not your training, in other words, then I think that's beautiful and that's perfectly good advice. If you need somebody that's unbiased to listen to you, that will give you just the time to speak and not just expect that you're going to maybe change your mind or that you're going to right away be able to have a change of heart and all of a sudden you're just so happy-go-lucky. There's a grieving process. There's a grieving process, just like somebody died. So if that's what you're going through, my heart goes out to you because it's not easy. I don't care what anybody says. It's not easy. It's the hardest thing. I'm very proud of the ones that stuck by each other, for my cross watchers and for my Libras. I'm very proud of you. But the thing is that it is what it is. It's hard. It wasn't easy. I know it wasn't easy. I know it wasn't. But for those of you that unfortunately you couldn't rectify the situation because the other person just didn't want to give the effort, then you are going to have to do something to help yourself. I myself am going through the same situation, so you can't say that I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm going through it too. That's why I'm recommending books like that. That's why I'm recommending that if you need to go through counseling, then go ahead and do that. If you're not ready to let go, nobody can force you to either. I'm talking about in your heart. Unfortunately, we can't hold on to people that don't want to be with us. But if your heart is not ready to let go, that's okay. You can heal slowly at your own pace. Be a human to yourself. Be humane to yourself. I've already had enough education in psychology. I've already been through counseling, not through this marriage, but through another, to know that exactly what they're going to tell me to do. And if you're not ready to let go in your heart, one day you will know when it's time. Maybe you need to continue to feel what you're feeling just because that was something that you cherished. You know, you had that beautiful moment and you don't want to let it go. And it's okay not to let go of your memories. What universe is asking of you is to heal so that you can start feeling better inside. That's all. If you want to go and see someone, if you don't have the training, and if you don't already have the knowledge of what it is to do psychologically wise to help yourself, then sure, please do go and see someone if that's going to help you, because they can give you direction. They can give you I call it homework to do, to help you change, to help you to manifest a change within yourself, so that that healing can come if you're ready for that healing. Okay. So nonetheless, continuing on the 12th through the 13th, the sun is in Mercury. They don't work well together. The sun opposes Mercury, but guess what? The sun and then Leo. So it's going to be, that's why it's going to be so much tension. That's why it's going to be a lot of irritations. The words don't come out right. The meanings don't come out right. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Think before you speak is the best way for me to say it. And that's going to be from the 12th all the way through the 18th. That's a whole week of watching your P's and your Q's, because there's a huge opportunity in August to lose people, to get into arguments, confrontations with people that you care about, you don't want to lose. But any little thing can trigger. You know? I mean, I'm not trying to call my male subscribers out, but you could say something like, you really want to wear that? And we can take it as we look ugly, we look fat, we look bad, we don't look nice, we don't look sexy. And you could just be asking that because you feel like we could be more comfortable in jeans. But we're not going to take it like that. Be careful with your words. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Because otherwise, if you say it, it's out there, and then you have to express what you really meant. 7 whole days, a planet of expressing as if they have PMS. For us ladies, we know what PMS is. For men, I'm going to spell it out for you. Premenstrual syndrome. That means that when we go through our menses, our days of the month, we have cravings, we're irritable, we have cramping, we don't feel good. And the whole freaking planet is going to be on PMS. So don't blame other people if they're a little bit nasty or a little volatile. Do not give in to it. Do not allow others to express their anger either. Just walk away. Don't explode, they're saying. Let the other person implode. And let that crescendo all by themselves. Because otherwise, you're going to be the fool. So let them be the real fool. Language. Speak wisely, they're saying. Okay? All of August. Leo and Saturn. New moon. This is a test. You are in a test. Are you ready? That's what they're asking me to ask you. This is not something you can cram for. Did you do the work? Did you do the work? I'm not trying to come off as a heavy big sister or auntie or whatever you want to call me, but did you do the work? Didn't do the work. I feel sorry for you. Stars are, Star Regulus is also going to be very much around the 18th, 19th, is going to be in touch with Venus. And this is also something that's coming up. Let's see how that affects us and our planet. On the 18th and the 19th, Leo is leaving, and Virgo, it's entering into Virgo. But Mercury is still there, and Virgo is going to be changing to a more of an earthy taste. So we're going to be more pleasant, more earthy, more grounded. We're not going to feel as flighty and as off the handle, which is a good thing. Leo is a good thing because it pushes us, it drives us. But the combination of Mercury and Mars and all of that other good stuff, not so good. Trining on the 8th on the 25th of August through the 27th, Venus through Neptune. A lot of emotions and a lot of opposing emotions. So at that time, we go back into the deepness and the darkness because now it's Scorpio. Now it's a Scorpio moon. So what does Scorpio have to say? Hidden things, hidden aspects, anger, resentment. I'll bite you. That's what Scorpios do. I'll bite you. I have resentment. I hold grudges. Saying what may have never been expressed before. So you may get a surprise of somebody telling you what they've never said to you before. And it may be a good what they never said before, and it may be a bad what they never said before. It says, do not overspend. on what you do not need. Pleasure, emotions, fantasy versus reality. Using it for the positive. Use your imagination for the positive. A lot of open-mindedness is something that's needed, especially at the end of the month. And it says personal growth is what Venus is trying to bring, but it is opposing Pluto. So a lot of, at the end of the month, we're going to have a lot of continuation of passions and feelings and hidden truths. The moon is bringing hidden truths, something to the surface, multiple truths and ideas. And it's also telling you this. It feels like a puzzle. It feels like you have to figure it out. And it says to hold on. It says to hold on. Again, pardon me, the message. The whole message is that you're being forced to rebirth. Now, does that mean that you have to become an infant and start crawling around on the ground? No, that's not what kind of rebirth we're talking about. We're talking about going through things you don't necessarily want to go through. We're talking about experiencing things you don't necessarily want to experience. Do I want to experience that, you know, I'm having a breakup or my relationship didn't work out? No, of course not. Who would? You don't get married to get divorced. You don't get married to get separated. You don't get into a relationship thinking it's not going to work out, right? So the point is for you to, as a Libra, especially a Libra, remain balanced. Remain as balanced as you can. It's telling you you can't feel your pain and your hurt, because then that would be inhumane. I don't think that that would be humane for somebody to expect you not to be hurt and not to feel your pain and not to express your pain outwardly. So if you have friends or families, family members that are willing to listen to you and hear you out, and if not, if they're not willing to hear you out, or they really don't feel like hearing you or hearing you anymore, then yeah, of course, go to a counselor or go to someone like me and get, you know, some kind of advice. Go to a life coach, etc. Somebody that can help you, okay? Because, you know, you've got to let it out somehow. It's not good to be feeling emotions that are trapped. It's not good to be letting them just remain in your heart, because then you can start having manifestations of illnesses that come into the real world, into the 3D world. You don't need that. So that's the only thing I have to say about that. Okay, so what do we need to know? What does Libra need to know? I'm only pulling 10 cards. This is already long enough. Okay, I love you. But really, the collective had all the information that they had to give you, my Libras. The rest is up to you. You have to do the homework. If you've already done the majority of the homework from January through now, and you've made it this far, I'm your cheerleader. I believe in you. You can make it the next 5 months of this year. Okay, August, September, October, November, December. Actually, because we just started August, September, October, November, December. That's why I'm counting 5 months. When January comes, you're going to see something new. But for right now, it's not getting better. And COVID might get a little bit worse in certain spots. You need to know that. But you have made it. If you've made it together with your partner, then you know what? Man, I'm so freaking proud of you. Because you didn't give up. This was a very hard process with all the heaviness of these planets. But it has been a test. Because this is meant to tell us who's meant to be together. Who's going to fight to be with you. Not fight against you, but fight to be with you. How compassionate are these people towards you? How reliant can they be? How can you rely on them, or you can't rely on them? Where their loyalties lie. And if they walked away from you, then you already know where their loyalties lie, and it's not with you. Doesn't mean that you have to feel better today. Nobody heals in a day. Rome was not built in a day. Even God took 7 days to build the earth, right? So anyway, oh my gosh. The first card is love. So it is the card of marriage. So just hold on, guys. August is going to be a little rough, but you all have already made it through. You've already made it through the worst part. Keep going, okay? So love is going to be very important in August for you guys, my Libras. Male, female, prudence. Prudence can also be likened unto the Hermit card, okay? And it's funny because I've always called the Hermit card prudence. Why? Because it's asking us to take one day, one step at a time, think things through, don't make harsh decisions. So let's say that at the end of the year, if your significant other comes back, and if you really want to take that person back, and it feels right, and they come back right, then that's okay. But be prudent and make sure that you're getting your needs met too. The Queen of Cups, more love. So that's what's needed this August, is a lot of loving emotion, a lot of healing, a lot of being real to yourself, a lot of being a mother to yourself or a father to yourself, and a male figure if you want to put it that way. A lot of emotions are going to be coming, and it's time to soothe yourself. It's not being selfish when you love yourself. It's that you're healed, and it's that you're strengthening yourself to give love to others as well, okay? Wow. The Ten of Swords. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of mixture of heaviness, of anger, of resentment, of pain, of people wanting to push your buttons or even say things to you. You could find an ex, telling you off or saying, hey, buzz off, or hey, I don't want to be with you, or hey, I already told you, or hey, can't you get it? Or you know what? You weren't this and that, or you weren't even that great, or whatever. You know what? Like I said in the beginning, like collective told you, instructed you. Let them show their true colors. Let them have their pity party by themselves. You be the bigger person. There's a lot of law, because that was swords and this is swords. So a lot of law. So a lot of legal things, a lot of changes. Maybe laws will be changing. Maybe contracts will be changing for you. For sure, there's a lot of law. A lot of law involved. But also, with all these swords comes a lot of fighting, right? I mean, we've already talked about that. I'm not going to expound on that. I'm just not, because it's just overkill. All we need to know is what I've already told you. Play it over and over again if you don't write it down, because you're going to need to know what days that are going to be super reactive, because that way you know how to conduct yourself through this month. What did I say? What does it say right there? Strife. So a lot of strife is coming in August. A lot of strife. This is the Five of Swords. So here we go. More angry energy, more anger, more discord. Knight of Cups coming through. So we're going to have some good days mixed in with some bad. Some people are going to try to come back into your life. If they come back and this is what you want, TLC, 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 both to yourself and to them. Maybe think about what you did wrong or what you didn't do perfectly right, and see if you can make amends out of all of this. But it has to be for both sides, not just one person. This relationship has to be for both people, not just one-sided, okay? So again, it's like a lot of love, a lot of healing needs to happen, a lot of power. You have a lot of power to get done what you need to do this month. I want to say, do it. Also, Thoth has a lot to do with the geometrics, right? And so geometry here, we're looking at the cube, not looking at one cube. We're looking at 5. So the power of 5. So there's a lot of power here. Anybody that's worked with Thoth knows that Thoth is also Metatron. Anybody that's worked with Metatron also knows that Metatron is Enoch. He is a high archangel. angel, ready to lend you his power. As a matter of fact, I do Metatronic activations, which means that I reconnect your DNA that's been severed prior to your rebirthing, so that you don't remember who you were before, and so that you're not cheating using your superhuman powers, your supra, I'm saying it right, look up the word supra, and you'll see what that means. That means above. Okay? Above. You'd have more intellect, you'd have more abilities, you'd have more knowledge, you'd have more awareness, you'd have more, that's the way you do this, or that's the way I get this, if you hadn't had those cords cut. So August is bringing education. That's why I keep saying, did you do the homework? Because if you did, you're about to get a whole different leveling up. If you thought we leveled up in the past years, especially 2008 to 2012, you are leveling up faster than ever before. But did you do the homework? Or are you fighting it? Because if you're fighting it, and my cross watchers too, if you're fighting it, you're not going to level up. Goddess is looking down at you going, bye-bye. You wanted to stay in that position. We're trying to propel you like on a trampoline. Like on one of those, I don't know what you call those doggone things. I don't remember right now that you a pole vaulting and you're going over, you're propelled over. They're trying to get everybody to level up in a serious leveling up. And if you're not doing it, that means you didn't do the homework. And then we have the Emperor card. We have the Emperor card, okay? And so the Emperor card is telling us that the Emperor card can be harsh. It can be about law. It can be about religion. It could also be someone that's stubborn and just not wanting to move. Not wanting to move forward. They're saying valor. And it's funny because I just said courage. The root word is corazon. And corazon in Spanish means heart. So to have heart, to have courage, valor, valor. But if you look at valor in Spanish, valor means two things. To have courage, but it also means to value yourself. So how much do you value yourself? Okay? So that's what I want to leave you with. Have courage to become who you're supposed to be. And also, I know this sounds crazy, but let's see if I can get this here. You know, the internet never works the way you want it to. You can always, you know, what's the term? You can always try, right? It's like I'm trying to type and it's not wanting to type. And I know this is connected because it's moving, and I'm sorry for the noise. It's not wanting to type. I hate that. Don't you hate that when that happens? It's like it's stuck or something. It's like something's going on in the background. Like I said, my babies are just being really bad right now. They're just being really bad right now. They're not wanting to. They're not wanting to behave themselves. Well, I try to get this to work. Let me see what else I can do for you guys, because I don't want to just keep you looking at me. It finally unstuck itself. It finally unstuck itself. So also, copper is very good. But what I've noticed is that they've said that COVID sticks to copper. I've never had issues with becoming sickly when it comes to copper. That's me. Copper actually cleanses and protects. That's why when people wear copper rings or copper on bracelets, it actually helps to alleviate pain. It's protective. My husband had actually told me that there's a temple where it's made of nothing but copper. Can you type already? My goodness. This is just ridiculous. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'm typing and nothing's happening. Yeah, Diva, I am getting upset because I don't appreciate the fact that I'm typing and nothing's happening here. So let me open up another tab and see if it works better. She knows at work I talk to myself, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like I'm typing and it's like not wanting to do anything. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, guys, so unfortunately, my cat is making a lot of noise and they're not letting me concentrate. And I'm not very happy because YouTube is kind of crashing right now. And I was going to play this part for you that talks about the quickening, okay? And I know it sounds so cliche. You can look it up. It's the episode where they literally say there can only be one Highlander. And I was going to play that clip so you could hear it. The quickening is the whole premise of the Highlander, right? The movie The Highlander. And I'm sorry, I had to unplug everything because now my keyboard isn't even working. And it always happens when I have something really special to impart with you guys. So I have to unplug everything. So that's why it's looking dim again, because I had to unplug even the light to try to figure out why the keyboard is not working. The mouse is working, but the keyboard is not. Anyway, I'm not going to sweat it, but you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. And yes, my cats are driving me crazy because they're just not with it yet. And they're really driving me crazy. And I gave up the last time and I dealt with them. So what ended up happening was when I dealt with them, it ended up cutting off my video to the point to where it didn't end the way I wanted it to with the beautiful song of raindrops falling on your head. I'm not about to give in to the cats. I'm not about to give in to the universe. I'm not about to give in to anger or anxiety. So where there's a will, there's a way. So guess what? I don't know if you can see it on here. We'll get through this little Mickey Mouse talking about her hair. Free commercial here for Dove. So I don't know if you guys can see because it's my phone, but I'm using my phone to show you what I wanted to show you.
There can be only one.
So this is from the original series or original movie that is The Highlander. This is the quickening. This was what happens when you're insane and you don't take the energy in right into you. But then there is a positive quickening. Okay? So this is what I wanted to show you, but it wouldn't play because YouTube is gay, not in the gay way, but gay as in stupid and wouldn't let me play this. Okay, but this is what the quickening, this is called the quickening. Okay, so what he's going through, McLeod, and what he went through the first times that he was killed or he killed someone else in battle was called the quickening. What it feels like is energy surges. When you're really going through something really strong energy-wise, and I'll be right back because I think I like the light a lot.